Chapter 639. Paisal had met with many big and powerful figures before, and some of them had an even more powerful and higher status compared to Fury. However, those big figures actually treated him with reverence and respect. This was the first time Paisal had met anyone such as the Whale family, who was being so disrespectful toward him. Even though the Whale family was indeed the top and most influential family in Sudbury and the South region, Paisal was not afraid of them at all. Therefore, he simply turned down and refused their request flatly. Fury could not help but frown. He never expected Paisal to blatantly ignore his request. Since he had already made a personal trip to invite the genius doctor to make a trip to see his youngest son, he expected him to immediately agree to his request. He did not expect Paisal to turn down his request without any hesitation whatsoever. Fury was very annoyed at this time, and he said coldly, "Dr. Billy, I truly hope that you can speak to me more politely. Do you really need me to remind you how powerful and influential the Whale family is?" Paisal snorted coldly before he replied arrogantly, "I have already lived to such an old age. My tone and the way I speak has always been like this. If you cannot accept the way I speak, you are free to leave." "You!" Fury was extremely furious inside. Ever since he had arrived at Oris Hill, he felt that the people here were all a little strange. He could not understand why there seemed to be obstacles wherever he went. Moreover, it seemed as though it was completely useless for him to bring up the Whale family's name and reputation in Oris Hill. The banquet dinner last night was also proof of his suspicions. Even though Hazel, Matthew, and Stephen were all very polite and respectful toward him on the surface, they did not take any of his requests seriously at all. However, at this point, even Paisal dared to be so impolite and disrespectful toward him. Did the people in Oris Hill really have no fear for the Whale family from Sudbury at all? When Edward saw the anger and rage in his father's eyes, he immediately realized that this was his golden opportunity to perform. Therefore, he quickly yelled, "Old man, how dare you talk to my father in this manner? Do you believe that I will smash your hospital to pieces today?" Fury quickly stopped Edward before he looked at Paisal and smiled as he said, "I am sorry, Dr. Billy. Please do not be offended by my son's words. He is just a young man, and young men nowadays are all very impulsive and have a very bad temper." After that, Fury suppressed the anger that he was feeling in his heart and said, "Dr. Billy, the reason why I came to look for you today is because I wanted to ask you to make a trip to Sudbury to take a look at my son. Sudbury is not too far away from Oris Hill, and you can arrive there in 1 hour on a private jet. I will give you $20 million if you just make a trip there to see if you can treat my son's illness. What do you think of this proposal?" Paisal shook his head before he said lightly, "I have no way to cure your son. So, please leave now." "You," Edward retorted angrily, "you old man. You do not even know what disease or illness my younger brother has. If so, how can you say that you have no way to cure him? Are you simply disregarding the Whale family now?" The expression on Fury's face was also very dark. He looked at Paisal before he said coldly, "Dr. Billy, why do I feel as though you hold a grudge against the Whale family?" Paisal glared at him coldly as he said, "You came to my clinic today, and you refused to abide by my rules. After that, you drove all my patients away without my consent. Aren't you the one who is finding fault with me in the first place?" Fury replied coldly, "I've already told you that I was not targeting you. I was only targeting the poor people because they are not worthy of being under the same roof as me." Paisal sneered before he said, "What a joke. All beings are equal in this world. Can you control anyone who is under the same sky as you?" Fury replied, "I might not be able to manage and control everyone under the sky, but I can control everyone under the same roof as me." After that, Fury said sharply, "Paisal Billy, I am already giving you a lot of face by personally making this trip here today. I have also prepared a very generous gift for you. If you agree to come and take a look at my son, I will give you $20 million, and I will also give you the gift. However, if you refuse to make the trip to take a look at my son, you will be an enemy of the whale family. Paisal then replied humbly, I've already told you that I have no way to cure your son. If you really have to regard me as an enemy of your family, you can just do as you please. I have been practicing medicine for a lifetime, and I have already dedicated my life and death to practicing medicine. Don't bother telling me that you are from the whale family in Sudbury. There is nothing I can do even if you are from the Schultz family in Westcliff or the Anderson family in Westcliff. I only have this life, and you can take it if you want to.